The graveyard loomed behind the village like a forbidden memory carved into the land. Fog clung to the iron gates like a living thing, pulsing with each breath of wind that swept down from the mountains. Eleanor pushed open the creaking gates, with effort, the cold iron resisting her as though urging her to turn back. As she stepped inside, a foul chill soaked into her skin, heavier than the night air. Gravestones tilted at odd angles, some cracked in half as though rent by unseen hands. Names had faded into mossy smudges, but now and then she could make out a surname she'd read in the ledger at the inn. Families long vanished, erased from history, but not from the whispers that curled in the mist. The trees surrounding the cemetery were dead, their twisted limbs stretching skyward like silent mourners. The fog thickened around Eleanor's legs, brushing her ankles like cold fingers. At the far edge of the cemetery, where the stones grew sparse and the earth seemed to sag inward, she saw it, the nameless grave. It stood larger than the others, its surface smooth and gray, except for a deep crack that ran down the center like a wound that refused to heal. No name, no date, only silence. She knelt. Her fingers, already numb, pressed into the cold, wet soil. With every handful, the smell of rot deepened. Earth soaked not just with rain, but with time. Worms writhed under her touch, and unseen insects skittered away into the shadows. The further she dug, the more the air pressed inward, as if the fog itself were drawing tighter around her. Her fingernails tore. Her hands bled. But then, wood. She paused, chest heaving, and brushed away the last layer of dirt. A trap-door lay beneath, iron-bound and ancient, the wood so dark it seemed to drink the light. Its hinges groaned like something in pain when she pried it open. A gust of cold air rushed upward, carrying with it a chorus of distant whispers. She descended. The tunnel spiraled steeply downward. Its walls were made of damp stone, slick with moisture, and lined with jutting roots that resembled twisted limbs, reaching to grab her. Eleanor clutched the wooden seal the blind man had given her, its carved symbol pressing into her palm. The whispers grew louder as she moved deeper. They were not language, not exactly. Groans, sobs, breathless gasps, and faint broken laughter, fragments of humanity, shredded and left to echo in the dark. The darkness itself began to pulse. Her lantern flickered, then steadied, casting grotesque shadows that danced like things alive. She began to feel strange. Her thoughts wandered. Names floated up from nowhere. Not her name. Not anymore. Sometimes she struggled to remember what it had been. Instead, she thought of old things, of the way candlelight flickers across bones, of the sound of teeth clicking against stone, of lullabies she had never heard, but which now hummed in her ears. At the bottom of the descent, the passage opened into a vast circular chamber. The ceiling was lost in shadow. Bones lined the walls, skulls, rib cages, spines, interlocked in patterns like grotesque mosaics. Some were human, others were not. The scent was unbearable, mold, death, and something else, something sweet and rotten, like spoiled fruit. In the center stood an altar carved from a single slab of black stone. It pulsed faintly, like something breathing, and atop it sat a book. The book was enormous, bound in some leathery material too thick to be animal hide. It throbbed faintly, exuding cold. Symbols crawled across its surface, twisting and shifting, resisting comprehension. As she stepped closer, the fog thickened behind her like a wall, cutting off retreat. Her hand trembled as she reached forward. The moment her fingers touched the cover, she screamed. It wasn't pain, exactly. It was knowing. An avalanche of memory that was not hers. Visions of others before her, kneeling, sobbing, tearing at their own faces as they tried to understand what they had seen. One name returned again and again, the Hollow One. The fog stirred. A figure formed, enormous, neither fully there nor fully gone. It was made of smoke and shadow, flesh and vapor, with dozens of mouths turning slowly in a spiral, each muttering her name in different voices. Child, woman, elder, stranger. "Eleanor," it crooned, "do you seek truth?" She tried to answer, but the words caught in her throat like thorns. Finally she whispered, "Yes." The creature did not move. Its mouths widened, stretching open impossibly wide. "Then speak the word." She opened the book. Its pages were made of something, thinner than paper, like skin, like ash, and written in countless scripts from languages she could not name, was a single word spiraling inward. "Listen." She spoke it. The chamber shrieked. The walls trembled. The candles blew out, then reignited with black flame. Her ears bled. Her eyes burned. The book caught fire, but did not burn. The fog howled and rushed forward, filling her mouth, her lungs, her soul. She collapsed. Darkness took her. She woke hours or days later. The book was gone. The altar cracked. Bones now littered the floor, crushed as if something massive had stepped upon them, and in the far wall a door had opened. It led deeper still.